All praises to the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders and apostles of Jesus who were well. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I've got this video here I'm going to play real quick. It's talking about, it says here, breaking news, first group of Britons evacuated from Sudan and London back in the UK. And yeah, the brothers know there's beef going on in Sudan.
Understand that the plane we now see on our screen is the plane that we have been waiting for, due to land at 2:24, and here it is arriving at Stansted Airport, bringing back those 40 British nationals that have been evacuated from Sudan. Formal flights scheduled. Britain in total bringing 301 people out so far, thousands in Sudan, but these are the first 40 British nationals to touch down on UK soil.
No. Let me get that scripture. This is second Peter 3:11, and get into the video. I must start 8. But beloved, be ye not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to us ward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless. So that's what I really wanted to get into, being a man, more so in this truth than in the world, because to be a man in this world basically means you provide and you protect for your family. But in this truth, sometimes you might have to put away your family and be more preoccupied in the word, because you have to ultimately understand that Yahweh, the one, is a jealous power, and if you don't do what's right, it's nothing for him to take your family away, or sacrifice. Look at what he did to Abraham, look at what he did to Lot. You know what I mean? So when he really is dealing with you, he gets jealous when you're not, being wholehearted in this thing. And brothers can speak to a certain thing that's gone on in their lives. And when you go through this stuff, you're supposed to be in a manly spirit. You got people of this world who literally can't deal with being chastised by the Lord. And I'm gonna get this real quick, because this happened to that. I don't know if brothers know about the Power Ranger, but I mean, this guy, I think he went through a divorce, and he ended up deleting himself. Let me go back so you see his name. Tommy Oliver. Now his wife of 19 years, Tammy Frank, has confirmed that he died by suicide. His name is my name is Tammy Frank, and my husband was Jason David Frank. Hang on, I don't think. Because I don't want to bring out the wrong info. Yeah, it was him. I don't know whether or not this. He was best known for his role as Tommy Oliver. Oh well, that's the name of the Power Ranger, who tragically lost his life to suicide just last week. She told People magazine in an extended statement. What really why he killed himself was because his wife was leaving him, and his wife is sitting here making statements about him. This time she was planning on leaving his ass. Which just shows you what kind of spirit these women are in, and I'm not really trying to get on to the women right now. But, if that happened to a man of the Lord, somebody who's in this truth, he would have just, it would have gone off his back like water off a duck's back. He couldn't take it because he's not really in a manly spirit, and this world doesn't really put you in a manly spirit. Even I made a lesson yesterday, and I was talking about this brother that he was like, yeah, you're a Hebrew Israelite, which, you know, it ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You don't even believe, so why do you even want to talk to me about it? But it's like the demons and these people, it's like they want to agitate us, because it's like just you believing in the word agitates them. Even today, I've gone to the store to buy something, you know, and the guy's like, shalawam, you know, and he weren't saying it to say shalawam. He was saying it in a mocking way, because, you know, you can read the spirit that's on him. So I was like, yeah, you burn in hell, you know what I mean? And I did it like he was doing it, like he was saying it as a joke, but really it was mocking. And, you know, I said, yeah, all right, yeah, you keep laughing, you think you're funny, you're gonna burn in hell. And I said it as a joke, but I was mocking, because I know when that day come, you know, his fat little padgy ass is gonna wake up and realize he was in the wrong. This is Psalms 22. I'm gonna start at 4. Our fathers trusted in thee; they trusted, and thou didst deliver them. They cried unto thee and were delivered. They trusted in thee and were not confounded. But I am a worm and no man, a reproach of men. See, when the brothers are looked on the highways and byways, they're a reproach of men. You know, even I was with some of the brothers the other day. I didn't see it myself, but they said an ambulance was going by, and they was laughing at them. You know, you're made a spectacle when you're out there, you know, preaching the word. But I am a worm and no man, a reproach of men and despised of the people. See, even though these people are cool with us, really in their spirit, they despise us. It's just the Lord has really just put up a wall where they really can't come against us. But in their spirit, they despise us because we're trying to do right. And these people know they're wrong. So in their heart, like, it's like it agitates them, you know? It's like it's like they're doing bad, and then they see you're trying to do right, and they have this idea in his head that you think you're better than them, even though, you know, for lack of a better term and description, you are better than them. You know, that's how the Lord set up. There's order in this thing. You know, my elders are better than me, and Yahweh Shai is ahead of that. You know, it goes, you know, Yahweh Shai, King David, you know, the 12 apostles, the 144,000, the 1/3, and the rest of Israel that's gonna come back in the kingdom. There's an order to this. So to sit there and pretend there's no order is you're basically in the spirit of this world, where you want to do what you feel. All they that see me laugh me to scorn. They shoot out the lip. They shake their head, saying, he trusted on the Lord that he would deliver him. Let him deliver him, seeing he delighteth in him. But thou art he that took me out of the womb. Thou didst make me hope when I was upon my mother's breast. And I was cast upon thee from the womb. Thou art my power from my mother's belly. Be not far from me, for trouble is near, for there is none to help. And that spirit, you know, is a spirit that a lot of the elect are going to be in. They're going to be looking for the Lord to really deliver them. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, to deliver them out of whatever troubles they're going through. And these people, they don't really have a hope. So the fact that they don't really believe in anything, it's like they're kind of jealous. And I was watching one video the other day, and it was like, you know, I think it was Abba and Preach, and I really hate those guys. You know, I think they're a bunch of weak ass guys. But every now and again, they might say something that makes sense. And men said, you know, when I see religious people, I'm kind of jealous because they believe in something, you know. And when they see you that you believe in something, it irks them, because they know you have a greater hope than they do. Because in their head, there's nothing after this, so they die and they go to hell. And when I said go to hell, you know, it's me being mocking, because I don't even really believe in hell. But I know what he thinks. He thinks he knows me, but really and truly, I know what spirit he's in. And even when I saw him, I was thinking, I hope this guy don't say nothing, man. Because when I have to speak to him, he's not going to like what I got to say. He's going to get cut and he's going to get hurt, you know. This is James 1:2. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. And in this truth is all about enduring, you know, it's all about, going through, having stamina and endurance and going to the end. And when you go into the word temptation, it says the desire to do something especially wrong or unwise, you know, and you have to deal with temptation all the time in the truth, Because when he said shalom, and I know he meant it in a mocking way, what I really wanted to say is, well, you go say shalom to the burgers you love eating, or something of that effect, because he's a bit on the chubby side, which would have been pointless. We're supposed to be peaceable unto all men, and certain times, this is why Hawashai said, turn the other cheek, not necessarily when people slap you, but when they're disrespecting you, you're really supposed to kind of take the low road, a thing that attracts or tempts somebody. See, now I'm tempted to come and cuss you out, So we're really supposed to be mindful of these spirits that are on these people, because it's like sometimes they're at peace with us, and sometimes they're trying to agitate us to get a reaction, depending on the day you're having, your walk, what you're doing, whatever the case may be, because sometimes they're cool and sometimes they're flared up. Endurance, the ability to endure an unpleasant or difficult process or situation without giving way. And it's difficult, because you have everybody coming against you. You have people seeing you, oh, you're them Hebrew Israelites. And I was even meditating myself today. Me personally, I don't even like the term Hebrew Israelites. It's like saying a car vehicle. The brothers are either Hebrews or they're Israelites. There's no mention of Hebrew Israelites in the scriptures, not concurrently using those words. They were either named as Hebrews or Israelites. Saying Hebrew Israelites is saying a car vehicle, a car mechanically propelled vehicle. You know what I mean? It's like saying the same thing twice. I know what I am. You don't need to tell me. The brother's talking about, the black Hebrew Israelites, and nowhere in the Bible is it mentioned. Is color mentioned? Along the lines of, it being inclusive of the title given to Yasharallah, the capacity of something to last or to withstand wear and tear. So you're gonna have to deal with, the battle scars of being in this thing, because everybody is pretty much trying to agitate you for you to come out yourself, so that they can turn around and condemn you. That's the spirit of this world, man. And there's a difference between stamina and endurance. Stamina is endurance is like how long your muscle can work for. How long you can keep that muscle working. And stamina is how much force and how much energy and how much how much percentage of power that particular muscle can generate in a specific amount of time. So it's very different. So your endurance would be, can you go 10 years being in the truth? Your stamina would be, how many videos are you putting out? Are you putting out a video a day, 2 videos a day? You going out on the highways and byways every day? That's your stamina, your output, It says stamina, the ability to sustain prolonged physical or mental effort. So you need stamina and endurance in this thing. You can't have one without the other. This is Ecclesiastes 10:12. A feast is made for laughter, and wine make merry, but money answereth all things. And that real money is the wisdom, and wisdom answereth all things. When we see all these things happening in the world, we understand what these things are. But these people in the world, they don't understand what things are. So when this stuff comes to pass, and you're going to see all of this stuff going ahead, they're not going to have any stability in it. They're effectively, they're going to bitch out, because they're not men. They're not real men. In the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, they're really going to be in the spirit of women, and even the scriptures talk about that. Because when you look into what women are effectively are, it says women are the keepers of the culture, and you go into that word keeper, a person who manages or looks after something or someone, in the same way women look after children, because that's really their role. Where is it? No. I wanted to get that scripture. Women are meant to be, keepers at home. I don't really want to make the lesson longer than it is, but effectively, women are meant to be keepers of the home. They're not meant to really be out there. Men are the makers of culture. A lot of the time, they make it seem like women make the culture. Women don't make the culture; they keep the culture. But men make the culture, and then they dispense that culture to the women, and the women dispense it to the children. And that is what order is. Being a man is part of being a man, even in the world, is understanding order, especially being a man in the truth. Wisdom of Solomon 2:12. Therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objective to our infamy the transgressions of our education. So just being there, it offends these people. He couldn't help but say shalom, like, and he weren't saying it like, yo, shalom, brother. He was saying it in a mocking way, like I think it's funny, because when you say you don't believe in the Lord and you're going to say shalom, you're not saying it to be peaceful. You're saying it to be mocking because you think you're funny. You think you're clever. And we have to constantly deal with this stuff, being made a spectacle, and people mocking us and disrespecting us. And you have to be in that spirit, because, like, with all due respect, if I really wanted to go and whoop the brothers' ass, I know for a fact, I could do that. But it's, it'd be pointless, because we're not meant to be brawlers. And just him seeing, he knows to some degree what this is about, so he knows I'm not gonna react that way. He knows I'm trying to be righteous, and because he got a spirit on him, because I could definitely tell he's got a spirit of gluttony on him. He knows I'm not in the same spirit as him, and it bothers him. That's the spirit on me bothers the spirit in him, and vice versa. The spirit in him bothers the spirit in me. But not to the same way. I don't even need to react like that. When brothers are disrespectful, I just take the low road most of the time. A lot of the time I don't even react. And that's how we're supposed to be. It's not to say I'm perfect all the time, especially with the job I do. Sometimes people annoy the hell out of me, and I end up just calling them out their name or whatever the case may be. And sometimes I'll be looking at people, and I want to, even the other day I had an issue where the brother was in my face. He was like, yeah, go and do something. And I was looking at him like, the first thing I thought about was the law. I was like, I can't even hit this brother. And even if I do, I even told him, right, if I hit you, you're just going to call the police. I already could tell what kind of spirit he's in, because this man was chasing me all around town over a situation he caused. He drove into my car, he drove into my van, yeah, and he said, I crashed into him, when he literally drove into my van. And I was like, I just drove off, because I really couldn't be bothered. I just looked at him, I could tell what kind of person he was, and I knew what it was, so I just drove off, even though it was his fault, but he was looking at it like it's my fault. The van is literally stationary, because he's driving in two lanes, and I've pulled out in front of him, because I don't like driving behind people like that. So I pulled out in front of him and kind of cut him off so I could drive and not be behind him, because I can't tell what kind of driver you are, because you're driving in two lanes, you're stopping me from passing, you're doing all manner of stuff. I'm like, yo, I just don't want to have you in front of me and deal with you, And when I done that, the brother literally drove into my window, and he's chasing me down, talking about, you're at work, mind yourself, and all of this stuff. Like, why are you chasing me around town? You know what I mean? And he's saying, I crashed into he said, you crashed into my van. I'm like, bro, you drove into my window, but I didn't even say that. I just walked off. And he literally followed me to where I work. And I'm not going to lie, I got a bit carnal. I was like, yeah, come in, you know what I mean? And he didn't come in, so it is where it is, Thank the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, it didn't turn into anything, but it's like these people just really irritate and agitate you, and it's like you really have to be mindful how you react, because Esau is literally looking for brothers to mess up so he can come and condemn them. As it says, 2 Peter 3:11, seeing that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? So if I know this thing is done, why am I going to turn around and start playing Jake's game and start playing these stupid games? If I know the Lord is going to get them for being degenerates and reprobates, what does it do me to get into a fight with Jake? It's not going to serve me nothing. I might have that temporary, pleasure from kicking their ass or whatever the case. Even the Lord might put it where they might whoop my ass. You know what I mean? So it's like, what are you going to gain out of it? If you truly believe in the Lord, these people are going to have to answer to everything that they've done, especially when they're doing, I'm not saying I am a prophet, but if I am a man of the Lord, if I am one of the 1/3 and the Lord is pleased with me, he's going to see all of this stuff, and he's going to do me right by them. Because he listens to our cries, especially when we pray, and I need to fast more. We read, we're trying to get closer to the Lord. These people don't have a clue what's going on, man. They're really in the spirits of women, like trying to agitate you, trying to call you out your name, trying to bring stuff up that has nothing to do with it, to deflect of the fact that they have a funny spirit about them, but they're gonna try and make it seem like you have a problem with them when you're just trying to go about your day and go back home. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. I hope the brothers, can deal with these spirits that are out here, because they're really trying to agitate Jake and trying to get a reaction out of you. And I hope the brothers really, before you do anything, you think, what would Yahushua do? That's really the spirit we're supposed to be in. And sometimes we all need reminding of that. I know I do. So yeah, that's pretty much it. All praises to the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, double honors to the elders and apostles of Jemis, rule well. Shalom to the hopeful elect.